Hey folks, Ryan Davis here, joined by Patrick Klepek, and we have this exciting new game called Iron Brigade.
Looks like a clone.
Yeah, I feel it seems oddly familiar here. We have Brad Muir from Double Fine is gonna, I guess, explain what this new title's all about.
So you left Double Fine to go make a new game, right?
Yes, this is our brand new game. It's called Iron Brigade.
Did you make your own Zynga? Is that what's going on?
It's based off of some of my previous work. You guys might be.
Are you a one-man game
You might be
loft?
familiar
What's up?
with it. That is a savage game loft burn.
Is that more of a burn on you or on Game Loft?
Oh my God!
This is
no,
a
I
burn.
think that's
Everyone's
squarely
hurt.
on Game Loft.
That
I think
had an area of effect on all of us.
Yeah. So to be clear, Iron Brigade, formerly known as Trenched for numerous reasons that we shan't go into, has since been renamed and has since launched in Europe as Iron Brigade. It is now worldwide.
Yes, worldwide.
Known as Iron Brigade.
We got it out there. It took a while.
So in the process of changing the name and rolling it out to Europe, you also made a few changes to the game.
Yeah.
For the rest of the world. So let's jump in here, Brad.
Let's just do it. So this is actually like with full, with the DLC installed.
So there's also
this is
the new DLC.
The new DLC that's coming.
Would you like to name?
It is called
reveal the title
Rise of the Martian Bear.
Oh, so good.
Rise of the Martian Bear.
What are you doing with that pillow, Patrick? You're manhandling. I'm all right. I'm
So
easily distracted here. I'm sorry.
So the setup for Martian Bear.
My peripheral.
Spoilers. The Mobile Trench Brigade defeated Vlad.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know if you saw his little man baby body at the end of the game.
I did. At the end of Trenched, I remember that.
At the end of Trenched.
Whatever happened to that game?
The end of Iron Brigade is still that still happens. So
whoa! What happened to the USS McKinley? Holy shit!
I couldn't explain it fast enough.
I know.
That's the problem. So so Vlad he's dead, but he managed to download his consciousness into his pet Russian bear Boris.
Okay.
I follow.
And then he retreated to Mars because that's the manliest planet you can go to.
You think so?
So he had a whole space
I
armada?
know.
Just like sitting around?
No, he just sort of quietly retreated by himself, and then the world was at peace. But he was building new monovision constructs on Mars.
So Brad, before we get into this, early on, after you guys had originally launched Trenched, and you were talking about kind of DLC plans, you had kind of whispered something to me about the moon.
Yeah,
and I had gotten super excited because I was like, the moon rules. It's an awesome.
The moon absolutely rules.
Yeah.
I will not. The moon was.
So I mean, I respect the decision to go to Mars instead because you're probably right. It's manlier.
It is.
But
it is manlier.
But was that the impetus? Like, what triggered that change?
It was. So we had talked a lot about. I'm just gonna hit start here. I'll explain the ship and stuff. I don't want it to be like boring in the beginning, right? I'm trying to help you guys out.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for doing our jobs for us, Brad.
No problem.
Don't want it to be boring.
But yeah, we had talked a lot about like how to build on this game and how to expand on it. Why don't you just run around? Here, I'm gonna give the controller to Patrick. You just run around. Don't change the gear right now though.
All right.
Just show off the ship and do something. Be nice to the game.
Explain your game.
Moon to Mars.
We talked about it, and the first thing though was Eastern Front.
Yeah.
Right. Snow. You got to do the Modern Warfare 2 thing. You got to throw some snow on it. But we thought that was a little expected and a little tame. So we thought, like, why the hell?
It's not thinking
moon.
big enough for this universe.
Why not go to the fucking moon?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? It sort of fits in with like the Men's Magazine thing, like the time era, and then also like our accelerated timeline. It's like we went to the moon in the like. When did we go to the moon? I'm not even going to say when we went to the moon.
Late 60s?
Yeah,
so you're doing this in like late 40s
if you
instead.
believe the conspiracy theories that we went to the moon.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
That's making a big if
Oh,
right
God
there.
damn it. I don't want to talk about, if you start bringing up chemtrails, I am leaving this room.
the Van Allen radiation belt.
Bullshit!
So, I thought that really fit though, is that like, they've got like, this accelerated technology and like, hell yeah, maybe they could actually go to the moon. And then I think it was talking with Tim, we were like, hey, yeah, we're gonna fucking lunar missions. We're gonna put it on the moon. And he's like, why not just go to Mars? And we were like, why not go to Mars?
So we just like kind of dared each other into it. Just like, why not? Yeah, why not? Okay, fine.
It sort of was.
That's a great idea, Tim!
It's yelling and escalating at the Double
There's
Fine offices.
There's a lot of chest pounding.
Do you want to hang out this weekend? We're friends!
gonna barbecue a whole goat.
But the more that we talked about it, like the more and more like I totally fell in love with the idea of like going to Mars and having it be like the just the sort of crazy like early sci-fi version of like what the hell we thought Mars was. It's
Hey,
full
what's up,
of like,
Murderface?
There's Murderface. You guys remember that?
I do.
Did you do your homework?
No, I just always remember
Did you watch the
Murderface.
quick-
Once,
No,
you, once
kid,
you see Murderface.
that's totally
you can't,
Murderface.
You can't forget Murderface.
And look, he's so judgmental in
Yeah,
Murderface.
he's very angry.
We're in space. I still have to mop the goddamn deck. Why am I allowed to smoke in space? Why not?
That is, I didn't even think about the smoking inside the dome on the McKinley. I think they have. Why would you show ghostly Murderface like that? Why would you do that? I told you to be nice to the game. Move the camera away from Murderface.
You gave it to me.
You're gonna
Yep.
scare the gaming public.
But
But yeah, so I really liked taking it to like the weird version of Mars. That's like it's got weird animals and weird plants and a strange environment.
it's a
like,
great
super
John
alien.
Carter of Mars, like sort of like the weird pulpy.
It's a great
Absolutely.
progression of the aesthetic, I think. Just
Yeah,
the,
I mean,
the
it
notion of kind of that early sci-fi, like Patrick's saying, that pulpy feel.
You got it, man. And it's like that's sort of like was coming out maybe a little bit afterwards, but kind of right alongside those men's magazines. You have those really like kind of wacky sci-fi
like
books,
the EC stuff, like the Strange Mysteries or whatever,
Yep.
like that kind of
there's
stuff.
like amazing tales,
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
things like that. Like I mean, and you know what, Jeff could totally help us out. Jeff
Astonishing
Solis.
Tales is I think another
There's
stuff like that.
there's a bunch of them, and we
I was
sort of,
I was recently diving deep into a bunch of the old EC comic stuff like Tales from the Crypt and all
Mm-hmm.
that jazz, and there's around that same era they definitely have a lot of really. It is a bit later, but
yeah, we
I
thought
see
it
the,
was
I see
a
the
good
influence.
look at. Wow, Patrick, you are so mean to the game. What are you, a tester? But yeah, that was sort of the setup. So Vlad escapes to Mars. He starts making some new shit, and he's downloaded himself into his bear. And so Woodruff has to outfit the USS McKinley with a bunch of boosters in this big dome and everything to actually launch it into space and hunt him down.
Shoots
know,
his shit into
naturally.
space.
Like what? You're not gonna build something else, right? It's
Nope.
like fuck it. You're just gonna put a dome on
This
it
is
and
great.
send it up into space. So
and is that Mars up there?
that you can actually see Mars. There's
up on
hey,
the-
there's
yeah.
Phobos and Deimos. I need to
Nice.
push my glasses up my nose as I say, oh, that's Phobos and Deimos.
The two of the
Oh,
moons of
two
Mars.
Mars of moons. But yeah, that absolutely is Mars.
Professor
you're like,
Muir.
You're like orbiting Mars, and you can see it up in the background.
So I want to be clear here because when Iron Brigade came out in Europe, it was the first time, and it had some additional features that weren't in Trenched when it originally launched in the States. So do you want to talk just ever so
Yeah.
briefly about what you guys added in
yeah,
that
totally.
change?
The biggest thing that we added is a survival mode. So we took the hospital map, which is sort of midway through Africa. It's where the sniper tuners get introduced. We took that map and we put a infinite mode in there where you can play that.
And it was the thing that from day one I think we were on your ass about.
Absolutely, it was.
It seemed like you guys were on your own ass about it as well.
We
so.
really were. It really felt like it was the one thing that got left on the cutting room floor that we were like super bummed out about. Like, I mean, we have all this loot and it starts spiraling out of control as you get all the way through the Pacific. You get like these rank 10 weapons that are like, Mr. Pancakes and the King and like all these like super powerful weapons. And there's no like real challenge for you to
Well,
to
there's
go
no.
after.
It's like you
There's
finish
no
the game
end
and you're like, my guy is awesome now. My trench, my mobile trench looks amazing. I want to do stuff with it, and there was no outlet for that. So you guys basically just made a horde mode out of one of the existing levels.
Exactly, you got it. So
wave-based survival.
Yeah, and there's a lot of randomness in the waves that you fight during that thing.
And you introduced some new gear in that as well.
Every 5 waves, you'll get a very specific piece of gear that's tied to it. And if you look at it, even when you're like kitting your dude out, you'll see like I believe they have a yellow outline and they have a stripe on them that tells you what wave you got them on. So they're almost like they're like little badges of honor, that you got so far in the real like challenge-based kind of survival mode. So
let's now talk Rise of the Martian Bear.
Let's talk Rise
of the Martian Bear.
So it's so the biggest thing is that we're just extending the campaign by 1 full theater. So if you go run over and talk to Woodruff, we can show that off for a minute.
Sure thing, Mr. Muir.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick. So go all the way to the right. So past the Pacific, you'll go to right bumper.
Oh.
Right bumper. Good help. It's so hard to find. So here's the this is like the Martian campaign.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a full extra theater, right? So you can have 4 defense missions and then a boss mission, and you can scroll through those. Give it a little preview, little taste, everybody.
So the first one, Swamp, is on Earth. That's pre-launch.
And then you've got 3 that take place on Mars, and then you've got a boss fight. Don't pick that one. Okay, good.
Let's be on Mars. I don't want to go through the
all the way on the left. If you go all the way to the left, we took 2 of those missions and turned them into survival missions.
Okay, so Hospital was the one that you already had, and Swamp and Settlement.
So we've got the Swamp and Settlement are the 2 survival missions.
Great.
In it.
Great.
So we're gonna show off the. You know what? Just back out of this. Back out of this. There's some other stuff going on. So we're also raising the level cap to 20. And so the original one was 10, and this is 20. So you'll probably get up to about 15 through the normal progression of the game. That's sort of we've like tuned it to about rank 15 weapons and shit. But there's like this kind of ceiling for really hardcore players that want to keep playing survival or just want to keep kind of playing the game.
Have something more to do. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And then the weapons that you get sort of between 15 and 20 are like more gimmicky in nature. They're like a little bit different, a little bit weird, and we just put some we sprinkled some special rewards in there if you wanna play all the way up to 20. So look at you, you're making the game look bad again.
So stop it, you spin it. So Brad, let's talk about the most important thing here.
The most important feature.
You do know I've been sitting here running around like an asshole for like 10 minutes not doing this.
So
You're waiting. Okay,
salutes.
Salutes. Like
We love salutes.
I love that you love salutes. Like that. Shout out to Turbo Man on your forums.
Yeah.
He put together with the rest of the community a really amazing salute to saluting. So like I salute to that guy. So this is our response to salute to saluting. So right trigger is your salute button, as it always has been. So with the press hat, you got a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Left trigger.
What do you mean?
Press the left trigger.
What?
Left-handed salute.
What?
It's here.
You guys
I
have
can just 2 thumbs up.
next level salutations.
Who needs Xbox
right.
720 when you got 2 salutes?
So that's right. All those games that we're stealing
You've
our right
reinvented
trigger,
the game.
our right trigger saluting technology. We
You
just
couldn't-
one up them.
You couldn't pull this off entrenched. You
No.
needed a name change.
Yeah, this
Suck my thumb, murder face.
This is the real reason why.
Go,
We changed to
Patrick, go
Iron
put a
Brigade.
different hat on because I want to see
Yeah,
a
there are
different
plenty of
two-handed
ones.
salute.
So I'll show you. So now,
I gotta
yeah,
customize
go over
French
there.
to
yeah,
change
go
that.
customized trench.
You want me to take over
yeah.
now? I'll take over.
Yeah,
Probably a lot faster.
So
Just so you show us the
so
right
this
hats
this
here.
is a fully unlocked like level 20 profile.
Yeah.
So we've got all these. I'm just gonna go by them real fast.
I don't want you to give away
But
the ghost here or anything.
There's like, yeah, so this had the cool snap, and now it's got like manly arm thing going on.
God.
One of my favorite ones.
How did you not ever use the left trigger
You know
in
what?
the original
I don't know.
game?
That's one of those like it just got left on the cutting room floor. I don't know what to tell you. But we have tons of stuff. This is one of my favorite ones. Is that we have this cool space cap to go
And I have to
into space, and we have an
imagining
awesome
space
space
suit.
suit. So this is like our sort of like tribute to the Rocketeer.
Oh, that's great
But
stuff.
what would you do if you were wearing this? Like I think you would put your arms out like this and run around.
No!
Video games.
And it also
No,
lets
put your arms
you
back out. Don't ever not. Yes.
Close
The
line.
other excellent thing. The other excellent thing about this is that it gives you this really good
Oh,
like.
dude. All right, go.
Now we know what you've been doing for the last couple of months.
So
It's that.
Jeff Gershman and Double Fine's Greg
Oh,
Rice
yes.
are in the other room.
This
Let's connect up with them.
This fez and smoking jacket is one of my favorite. It has this really weird sort of like salute. This is a Shriner salute. But then the other hand, we have this like
Clandestine. So the Illuminati know about this game then.
absolutely, they endorse it. It's the only game that's endorsed by the Illuminati. So yeah, we're gonna join up. And
So
I have no idea what Jeff Gerstmann has been doing.
4
with the
players
other
as per
characters.
usual.
4 players as per usual. You know, we're trying. It's like the game is very much patterned after like Diablo,
Yeah.
where you've got like, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, like one of their worlds, and then they have.
There's
you
the
know,
hub, and then there's
fight the
dungeons.
you fight the
and-
boss,
yeah.
and then you get a cutscene, and then go to the next theater.
Look what's going on here.
Look at this. So this is.
So
you can
Jeff-
see him sporting the white tuxedo.
Jeff has
and his sombrero.
glowing sombrero, no less.
Oh man, those little
Giving you the
guns.
guns, giving you the little guns.
Yeah, we'll get the cowboy hat on too. So the cowboy hat is one of our top rewards for. And this bear chest. This is our super manly bear vest.
Dude.
And then yeah, we got some pistols.
Giving you the business guns.
Okay, so
45 minutes of idiots saluting each other.
so we've added like tons of weapons. So this is like rank 10 stuff, right? Like you're familiar with this. Like
Yeah, yeah.
here's a couple of
There's
kings
the king.
and stuff. But we've added just I think like 40 guns or something like that.
Jesus. So I'm curious here because I remember talking to you when you guys were done with Trenched, and you had lost all perspective on the game.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
You guys were like, we don't know if this is
I was
fun
just like,
or funny or good at all.
We're not even sure it's done.
Yeah, we're not sure.
But it's
anything.
out there.
And you had said after the fact that we had kind of let some of the weapon design stuff get away from us.
Yeah, I really do believe that like the rank 10 stuff is look at the double flexing down there by the. Hold on, we have to back out of this so we can see some of the craziness that's going on over here. Yeah, I thought that we got the rank 10 weapons became a little bit too powerful.
Yeah.
And you were just kind of like decimating stuff that's in it. So we've kind of like recalibrated everything for the Martian campaign. That it's a little bit more.
He's found the helmet.
Shoot that plane down. Shoot it down.
I feel like we've recalibrated a little bit so that like
Okay.
the turrets are a little bit better, weapons are a little bit worse. That's sort of like
Yeah.
we're like recentering the game.
So that was I guess that was kind of the philosophy change in approaching the new
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, I think that as you're going through the base game, you know when you're sort of like in Africa, I
Yeah.
feel like there's a really good balance between like you want to play an assault, you want to play an engineer, you sort of like they feel really balanced. But I think it gets a little out of control, a little bit too skewed towards the assault guys
Yeah.
when you're like in the Pacific. So I think that we've normal. It's really hard to talk about it when he's just running around.
He's not going to stop. He's not going to stop ever.
I think that we've
You shouldn't. Look, he's such a beautiful dancer.
Yeah.
You're such a beautiful
I
dancer.
think that we've normalized it a little bit, so it'll just. I think
I don't know
it's
if
a little
normalize
bit
is
more
the
fun.
phrase I would
Yeah.
use, but sure. We've got also yes, more shout outs to
So,
other Double Fine.
This is our like hey, this is like our
yep.
shout out to Costume Quest.
Little Costume
good.
Quest
Tasha Harris.
holler here.
Yep. And this is like a weird like robot arms.
And there's some stacking stuff in here as well,
there,
right?
there is as well. Let me bust that out. And you can get these. These are rewards that you'll get in the. They're sort of like random rewards that you'll pull out of the survival mode.
So you're
missions.
wearing
So this is we call it the mandolier.
little nesting
man.
doll.
Very very manly.
That's awesome.
And what's the
and
salute?
a,
What's the salute?
Oh, the salute is taking
Oh.
apart
Ah!
a stacking doll. But what's awesome is that you don't have to do it together. And this one in particular
Yep.
looks really good from
Right there.
certain.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's stacking
Ah.
doll. Okay.
You guys are still, as of this
Rated
recording,
AO.
I was gonna say, as of this recording, you guys are still in submission.
Yeah.
So I don't
It
want
certainly feels like I'm in submission working with Microsoft.
to crap up your ratings here.
But yeah, we've got just tons of new gear, like tons of new weapons,
Cool.
tons
Well,
of new emplacements.
We don't have to show off everything, but once you get yourself a loadout that you like here of some fresh stuff.
I
to-
blow
will
some
totally
shit
do
up.
that. This is one of my favorites over here. Oh wait, let me switch this over to McGarry chassis. I think this will let me show this off.
So new stuff in all categories in Rise of the
Yeah,
Martian Bear.
Absolutely. Spurt rifle. So we have like
Ew.
this is sort of like our this is our tribute to like the Halo battle rifle. It's
Doubles
like
the
a triple
spurt.
shot.
I don't like.
Double, yeah, it's twice
Ew.
as much spurt.
Oh, gross.
And then there's
Is that
this,
what happens when you salute for too
This
long?
is pretty awesome. This weapon is like those. There are these towers that the boss charges up in the Pacific mission. So this is like one of those towers. So you get to shoot enemies and charge them up, and they'll damage their friends. Yeah, there's just all sorts of like weird shit. We just kind of went nuts with.
So it seems like a little more like effect stuff, not necessarily just pure power.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to get it a little bit, just mixing stuff up more,
Yeah.
and not necessarily just doing straight upgrades. Like this is, the Lieutenant Archie. I don't know if people remember that gun from the base game. It was sort of like a big flat cannon that you would shoot.
Oh
It's
no,
like
I
a
used the
two-slot
Archie
weapon.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So we turned it into a turret.
Great.
So it'll, so it's like good. AoE damage against the air.
So trying to have like more tactical.
Yeah, and then we
stuff.
have, you know, some of the turrets are camouflage, so the tubes that go after your turrets, they can't see them. So we took a shotgun turret and camoed it up, and that's what this guy is here.
Cool.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff, and this one's kind of a surprise for the mission that I will launch.
Wait
I
and
need
see
to.
it
There's
here.
one more thing.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be giving this away somehow. We haven't figured it out yet, but this is our Brutal Legend tribute.
Hey, look
right
at
here.
you.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
This is our Eddie Riggs.
Two-handed. God damn it! Left-handed salutes. Who knew?
Changed the
Who
game.
knew?
I'm glad that you guys.
God, so I actually
are
got to
excited for
see I had the revelation of left-handed salutes a while ago.
I know you guys have had to sit on this, and I thank you for doing that.
Yeah, we've kept that under our hats.
We've also got a ton of new paint jobs. Here's a cheetah paint job.
Great.
Here's our
Cheetah.
Psychonauts throwback paint job.
Yep.
Some, you know, we've got a zebra. We got some neon, you know, because it's all sci-fi. Why
Yeah,
not?
go. You know.
And then some plaid. We'll go with the plaid.
Plaid.
What if the trenches
Sounds
could
good.
salute?
Oh God. Why would you even say that?
They're already in submission, man. We can't.
Oh, I
They're
just
going
delayed
for-
the game
they're
by
going,
6
They're going for
months.
cert, man. Come on.
Okay, so why don't we actually play the game now?
What? Okay.
Okay. So this is the third mission of the DLC. So you're already
Okay.
on Mars,
Okay.
and so you can just listen to Woodruff tell it if you want to.
Okay.
Do you want to? You don't want to.
Or you could talk over
Yeah,
him and
I can just talk about it.
You could pretend to be him.
So there's this huge weapon that Woodruff has brought to Mars. It's called the Double Deuce. It's a giant
All right.
cannon with legs and an ass wheel. Except when they crash landed on Mars, the pieces were scattered in this by this nearby Martian village. So you've got to defend 3.
So there are Martians.
There are Martians. You never see them though. They're very elusive.
Got it. But we are stumbled upon a Martian civilization here.
Yeah, we never really go into it if they're actually part of, you know, if they're around still or not.
Do you know?
Are you suggesting that they might be ghosts of Mars?
There might- oh, man,
Oh.
yes. There may be ghosts of Mars.
You're an asshole, Ryan.
So I don't know if you saw
You mean,
that
set me
that
up.
laser.
I don't know, but they're tubes, man.
Okay, we're gonna shoot some tubes now.
Oh man, that gun's loud.
So these guys take, you know, these are level 4. Again, I was talking about the renormalization of the game. We've really tried to have the enemies eat a lot of, you know, take a lot more shots than they do in the Pacific. It's sort of yeah, that way we can have fewer of them and make it more challenging. I'm gonna get down one of these guys over here. I also have this weapon. So this is an explosive barrel launcher. So you can actually kind of set traps with this thing. I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, and here's the Martian bear. So very similar to the original game, Vlad will come in and introduce his creations to you. So these are cathodes. So here's the Martian bear right here.
He has so Vlad is inside, or Vlad's
Yes.
consciousness.
It's totally
is
inside the bear
inside
and
Boris,
controlling the bear.
which is why Boris has a
And
big beard.
I think the bear's evil though.
So you think the bear was already
I think
evil?
the bear was already evil. Yeah.
Did the bear already have
Absolutely.
the beard before Vlad took him over?
I think he did. I think he absolutely
Okay,
did.
that wasn't just by having Vlad's consciousness in him, it manifested.
Yeah, you know what? We never really go into it.
We'll
if I had to,
we'll wait for the motion comic to explain the backstory.
If I had to-
Otherwise, I want to hang out with Vlad because I can't grow a mustache. So this is an important detail
if I
to
had
me.
to pick, so these are new enemies.
Yeah,
these
look like little bastards.
these are the cathodes.
Okay.
So they call them, refer to them as Cathies. See that right there?
Yeah. How do they feel
Is
about
that-
Mondays and
Ack.
chocolate?
Ack.
Yeah.
That's super hilarious because Tim warned me about that. He was like, you know, if you name them cat, because I actually during the base game, hey, here's a little inside baseball.
Yeah.
Somebody had the idea to, instead of calling them tubes, calling them Cathies, because I thought, you know,
Cathodes.
cathode ray tube, that's
Yeah.
pretty clever.
Yeah.
And he was like, ack. He's like, you know, people will just run with that, and you'll just, that's it.
And you're like,
You know,
oh.
I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just stick with tubes. We'll stick with tubes. Also, though, I wanted to show off this weapon on the right, which is an explosive generator. Oh, hey, here's another one of the new enemies. This is a solenoid. They call them noids.
You have to avoid them.
And you do have to avoid them. God damn it.
I'm just gonna go for the
God
easiest joke
damn you.
every
You know
single
what?
time, Brad.
We certainly talked about that too. But we're like nobody remembers an obscure Domino's pizza.
Oh,
Whatever.
yeah, they do.
reference.
Yo Noid,
I
man,
guess-
come on. That's
You
a
came
classic.
to the wrong
That's
website.
right. There was.
This is, of course, where we will remember those things.
Of course, you would go straight to
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yo, no.
Oh my God, that's right. They made a video
Yeah.
game out of that.
Capcom made a video game out of that. That's a
So,
classic.
I feel like I've been stalling
video
this
game.
too long. This weapon on the right. This is like a new cannon. It's an explosive barrel. So it shoots an explosive barrel.
Yeah.
And then to reload it, there's a dude.
Oh my God.
Of the Mobile Trench Brigade comes out and
You have
reloads
an
it for
extra
you.
dude.
And then so you can sort of shoot those around the battlefield, and then when you shoot them, they'll blow up. And like,
Nice.
what's more fun than an explosive barrel in a shooter? You could probably say a lot of things, but just say nothing. And it
Oh,
make me
you know
happy.
what? Nothing comes to mind,
Yeah,
Brad.
nothing comes to mind, right? It's the most fun.
I've been racking my brain about it. Got it. I feel like
What is-
Jeff's kind of carrying the
Yeah,
load here.
Yeah, I am.
You're here jaw jacking.
See if we can get this guy. Nice. And now we're probably ignoring this one over here. Okay, this is gonna be a good one.
So you can launch out multiple barrels and then trigger them at once
They
if
do
you wanted
have
to.
they do have a long. They do have a lifetime. They'll blow up on their own.
Okay, but you can possibly
yeah,
put out a
we
couple.
you can put out a bunch actually. I think you can probably get about a dozen out there before
They start popping
before
off?
they start popping off.
Okay.
So, yeah, but yeah, we just thought it would be
So maybe
it would be
maybe not a bad
something
way to
weird.
kind of seed the field some here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's also this level because like
I
this is
don't
one
like
of
the noise those Cathys make. That's creepy.
They're kind of like creepy monkey
Yeah.
kind of things. They're pretty terrifying. Our guy Camden Stoddard is our awesome sound guy. He's sort of has elevated from intern to sound master now, and he took on this
that his
project all
title?
by himself.
Sound
No, I think
master?
that he's just a sound designer now. I believe that's
What?
Wouldn't that be great though?
If
Mastery.
you're listening,
master of something.
next time you're up for a promotion, sound.
Say, listen.
Actually, I want to get one of these down over here. Yeah, he took on this thing. So Brian Min was our original sound guy
Yeah.
on the
Not a
original
master,
game.
though,
Not
apparently.
a master.
That's why he didn't do this.
But yeah, he handed it off for the DLC for one of our younger dudes, and I think he did a great job. I don't know if you can hear the theremin, but Camden busted out. Can you hear it right now?
Oh, it's back there.
Super
It's,
creepy. And
it's underneath a little bit, but theremin is the most sci-fi musical instrument out there.
It makes it feel super like. That would have been awesome if I had actually shot that, but I missed. That would have been great.
It would have been.
It would have been. It would have been
Would
good.
have been.
Would've been really good.
Any crazy achievements? I don't want you to spoil everything about the game, but
achievements. No, you know what? We were kind of mandated to just have 3 achievements for the DLC pack. That's become sort of a standard for internal. I probably shouldn't be talking about that, but that was, so we just have a couple tied to survival mode, and then we have 1 tied for just getting through the entire DLC. So yeah, nothing. I mean, not to disappoint super achievement junkies, but it'll be 50 points.
Some boring achievements then.
Well, I feel like you gotta have the
No, that's fine. That's fine.
the just progression ones. Why you gotta?
I don't have to be happy. It's
Why-
okay. I mean, it's not your problem. It's
Points
on
and
me.
points, I guess. I guess.
Yeah.
You'll get some points. It'll be fine.
You know what?
Just shut up.
I do like
You'll
points.
fucking shut up and like the points.
Whoa!
Alright.
Whoa!
So this is a pretty awesome feature of this level that I enjoy. There are these decoys. You see these dudes are super far away. So Woodruff has placed these decoys that you can activate for a little bit of scrap. And so this will draw all the tubes. You can see them getting drawn towards it, and they'll attack that. It lasts for a couple minutes. So it just lets you see the
They're
flyers
drawn
coming
to
out over it.
American music.
Well,
Like
I think
classic-
They're just really pissed off by how patriotic this is.
They think it's an obvious target that they need to destroy.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, it just gives you it's just another wrinkle that you can use to draw them away, like if you get caught out of position or whatever. And it also sounds awesome.
Oh, so if they're coming from the other side of the map and you
Yep.
just can't make it there, you
Hey,
can just trigger one of those?
Hey, Brad.
Yeah.
I don't want to point out anything bad here.
Why would?
But that still has a T on it over there.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
saying
I don't know what.
you didn't finish your eye.
I don't know
You
what.
might want to talk to your art.
I don't know what
team.
you're talking about.
Huh?
I don't know.
Nothing. We're cool. Hey, look,
I
it's
don't
Big
know what
Bertha.
that means.
Achievement points.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, by the way. With this, I mean, that's the flag. It's just a flag for they're the Mobile Trench Brigade.
That's right.
Right?
We've always been at war
So
with
you-
Vlad. All right, take this Bertha out.
I'm pretty horrible at shooting those. This is sort of a pro weapon, and I'm not
I was
exceptional.
gonna say
with it.
you're enthusiastic about the explosive barrels.
Oh, I enjoy
Oh.
them. I enjoy them
crate,
immensely.
crate, loot.
And yeah, loot is back.
Delicious loot.
So if the barrel collides with an enemy, does it explode automatically?
It does not. It actually waits till it receives a little bit of damage. So yeah, it's a lot harder to use than the cannons, but it lets you sort of stack up a bunch of them,
Right,
you know,
right.
in one position and then set a trap, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's a little bit different than the stuff that you see in the base game.
I mean, I feel like that's, it wasn't more power that you needed in the weapons. You just needed more exotic weapons.
Yeah, and we have plenty of stuff like these triple shot guys. There's I wish Greg Rice was in here because we've added a lot of stuff that he always helps jog my memory with all the crazy shit that we threw into the game.
And also stuff you can't talk about. And
Yeah, I do feel like he's like my PR handler because I don't get provided with one of those
Right.
From Microsoft Games
Which
because
is,
that's not their jam.
dangerous. And even probably just saying that, he
Yeah,
would have
oh
said,
my
like,
God, right?
like, hey, shut up,
What
Brad.
can I not talk about? And they're like, you shouldn't be talking. Why are you talking to those guys?
At all, you shouldn't
Yeah,
be. Why
don't-
are you there?
Don't talk to them.
That website is specifically listed
guys
as a
are-
website who's gonna point out the Yonoid thing.
And you guys are, and I appreciate that.
Wave completed.
So yeah, I mean, we really. There was one thing I wanted to talk about, which was the amount of chest hair that's in the game. Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't that.
it more?
Actually.
Is it
But
more?
extra.
Okay.
Yeah, extra. But
Not more extra.
So the base game, like if you don't actually buy the DLC, you can still play with people who have bought it. You're just not going to be able to play those levels, right? So we've managed to, kind of finagle all of the gear onto everybody's machine, whether you buy the DLC or not. So you'll still be able to like send invites to your friends and like play with people who have not gotten the DLC, even if you get it, and you'll be able to play the old levels and use and you'll be able to use all your like Martian gear on the old levels to help them out and stuff.
I guess the key point here in a situation like this, because it's always kind of it seems like one of the challenges when trying to deploy DLC like this, especially in a multiplayer setting, is making sure that you don't fragment the audience.
For sure.
Because there's going to be some people that just aren't going to buy the new stuff, and that's fine. That's
Yeah.
their prerogative. But you want to make sure that everyone can still play nice. And kind of like one of the worst solutions for that that I've seen in the past, and hopefully by saying that, it's not how
This
you're
is gonna be
handling
awful
it.
because I bet we did it this way. I bet we did it this way, and you're outing us in front of everyone.
Oh, no.
And I'm gonna be like, oh God, I
What-
wish we had
what's
not.
one of
I
the-
wish we had
Here
not
are the
done it that
advantages
way.
of doing it that
What if-
way.
We should have done it that way. We just didn't have
Microsoft's
enough
fault.
time.
Microsoft made me do it.
Is the optional download that's not clear? Basically, it's that moment when you try and like invite someone and it just says, you can't.
Oh no, it absolutely does not do that. So we do fragment the matchmaking pool. Okay. So if you've got the DLC or you don't have the DLC, under the hood there's going to be two pools for I have it or I don't have it.
Okay.
And then that way nobody's going to be put with somebody who doesn't have it,
Right.
and then they're like, man, I really want to play Martian levels, but I can't, and that sucks.
But I'm already in the lobby with the guy, and what the hell?
Right,
I'm just
right.
trying to get a game together to do, you
Right.
know, Mars.
So if you want to play with your friends that don't have it, though, invites will absolutely work. You're never shut out from joining someone's ship and hanging out with them together, and
Okay.
at least hanging out on the ship. You can play all. This is awesome. I'm just being shot by this gentleman.
Yeah. I wouldn't call him a gentleman.
Yeah.
But sure.
So that will always work. You can always send invites. You can always hang out on the ship together. You can always play any of the original base content of the game.
Okay.
If somebody doesn't have the DLC and you go to select a Martian mission, it will tell you which player it is.
Mm-hmm. But
and then it's it's not up to me what you do to that person.
But as far as
You know what I mean?
like if I'm gonna play old missions, like do I need like to have let's say I don't buy Rise of the Martian Bear.
Sure.
And
Because you're an asshole.
Because
and
I'm
you
an
hate
asshole.
freedom and you hate me.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you're
it's-
just
So far, these
rude.
things are all true.
Yeah.
this
Okay.
should be apparent. Like,
Okay.
let's not overstate the obvious here.
We're being too
Brad.
subtle.
But my buddy does buy it.
Sure.
And we want to go do an old level. Is
Yeah.
there some like additional download that I would need to get, or is that going to be
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That will
fantastic?
just be, you'll get a title update. There's going to be a pretty beefy title update
Okay.
that comes out, but you'll automatically get it. And then that will contain like all the fucking gear and all the everything that you will need. It'll contain the ship dome even.
Assuming that you're not lying to me, Brad.
This was something that was really huge for
Then-
me
then
when we
you-
went
then
to
you've
make
done it
this.
right.
When we went to make this DLC pack, it was like our lobby is so near and dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Our saluting's awesome, but saluting aside, just having a physical space that we can run around together and like talk to each other and like actually and also do something meaningful, like customizing your fucking trench is like a really meaningful thing in the game, and we can do that together. Like that is a super important thing.
That
to
sounds
me.
sexy.
Like that was, yeah. What do you like that?
Yeah.
Did I do a good job explaining that?
Yeah.
Pimping it up?
but
I mean, it's really important to me, that
yeah.
part of the game. And so to not break that, we had to do some backflips. Like Chris Journey, our lead programmer, he did some fucking crazy shit that if Microsoft knew everything we did, they probably would not allow it.
Great.
Just kidding.
But I think that's
That's the right way to
I'm
handle it.
totally glad that
it's been you know
I'm glad that we did not fail.
I want to say there have been great games. Mortal Kombat suffered from that issue with the
man.
downloadable character, or the skins and
Didn't
such.
it just kind of desync too? They had a lot.
Yeah,
of,
yeah. So like stuff like that where it's frustrating. It's like, gosh, you guys have this cool stuff,
yeah,
and you need to figure out some way to either split the lobbies so that you don't end up with that problem if you have the content, or make it a mandatory download, a title update as you've basically done here.
I really didn't want it to be a like the mandatory DLC packs are weird because you still can't guarantee that a person has downloaded it.
Right.
And it feels kind of bad to like get into a game and then have it say, hey, you need this mandatory thing, so I'm gonna boot you out, and you gotta drop to the dash,
Yeah,
and you gotta
because guess
go
what? They're not
download
going to do it.
Yeah, it's like I think it's just a lot of effort.
Yeah,
people
it's-
are just gonna get upset and just probably not do it.
I don't think it's
It's hard. It's
I'm not going to sit here and talk mess about the NetherRealms team or whatever. I don't know what the decision making.
Oh God.
Yeah, I was going to say you were
Greg Rice
kind of looking a little.
Yeah, and you know what? He's getting pounded over there. There are a lot of Cathys running at him. No, and that's what I mean. Like having seen the sort of framework that you have to work within, it's really difficult. Like Xbox Live was not really designed for this stuff.
Right.
Like if you see some other games, like if you look at anything that has its own launcher on a PC,
Yeah.
like Diablo 3 or World of Warcraft or League of Legends, like any of these games, like man, they're patching that shit all the time, and they can mess with whatever files they want whenever they want.
And patching hugely.
Yeah, and it's just, hey, this is gonna be a 3 gig download, and you're just like, what?
Okay.
All right, fine. You're a PC game. you
I'll
can
go
get
do
away
something
with it.
else for a bit.
But on the console, it's really hard to do that.
Yeah,
and
I know
it's really not
Xbox
set up
has.
that way.
I know Microsoft has some real stiff guidelines as far as how large title updates can be and
How many of them you can do?
and things of that nature. So you're not going to say good or bad, because at the same time you look at the PS3 and the way title updates are handled there. It's hard to argue that that's necessarily the superior method. So
I think it's just a hard thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really hope it's something that people can address. Oh, so he's gonna activate that decoy on the final wave. That is awesome.
but
Yeah, I hope it's something that gets addressed in the
yeah.
next gen, where we just have super easy for, I look at Steam.
well, as a Microsoft
man.
Game Studio developer, what can you tell us about the new Xbox hardware? I mean, surely you guys have kits and stuff. So let's get into it here.
That would be awesome,
Right?
If we were to that level of if we were in the know to that we're not.
In the
I
noid.
don't know. In the noid. Oh wow, that's awful. Yeah, I wish there was something that I could tell you and it would be super exciting. It would be a big scoop and I could get fired and Microsoft would get angry at me and it would be awesome. But like, I don't know anything.
What a disappointing quick look. Quick look in and quick look unless someone's getting fired.
Quick look over. Is there anything else you guys want to? We're here in the final wave. We're gonna go back to the ship after this.
Don't lose.
It's coming. It's getting pretty close.
Your orange is not looking
is getting
fantastic
hammered
right now.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Get another one of these down. Maybe.
You really need to be shooting stuff here.
Yeah, I need more machine guns. It's not happening. This thing is still up though.
You might not be good enough with those.
Oh God, it's falling apart.
I definitely have had waves ended by those volt droppers in the past. So.
No. What if we lose on this quick look? What does that mean? I think we. Wow, we're really close to losing here. It's this volt dropper too. Oh,
hey.
Okay.
That was convenient.
Yeah, that looks like we set it up that way, right?
If Dev close to dying, Volt Dropper auto blow up.
This is, you know what? This is the fully packaged build. There are no cheats in this. I couldn't have killed that thing if I wanted to. And I think this Bertha is gonna be the last. Although it's not very damaged right now.
Oh God, you're
okay.
Oh,
that was pretty close. You can see that camouflage shotgun right there, not getting eaten up by the knobs. Just kind of nice. Instead, that thing will get blown up.
Good Lord. You were just down to it there. Victory on Mars!
Victory on Mars!
So, Iron Brigade.
Iron Brigade, Rise of the Martian Bear.
The Martian Bear. What are you guys charging for this thing?
I don't know yet.
When's it coming out?
I don't know yet.
So it's gonna cost some money.
Yeah,
it will be available soon.
Soon. Yeah, I hope that
10 new 10 new ranks to go up.
10 new ranks to go up.
Bunch of new gear. Left-handed motherfucking salute.
Which they should be charging you more for on its own, but they're not. What a bunch of nice guys.
What
a bunch of nice guys.
That should be its own DLC
and
pack,
that is,
clearly.
You know what? Also, I gotta say, maybe I should not be saying this, but the title update is going to contain the left-handed salute functionality.
Wow.
Because again, we talked about this. We're trying to make sure that
That's so generous
that
of
the
you guys.
lobby is full of love. Because Iron Brigade's still a game about
I was going to
love.
ask, is it still about love?
Absolutely about love, yes.
Brad Muir, always a ridiculous pleasure to have you in the studio here.
It is so awesome. It is so awesome to hang out with you guys and be a part of this. And
love the look of this DLC pack. Again, can't be more thrilled about left-handed salutes. So fucking dumb. Good Lord. So this will be hidden Xbox Live Arcade soon, and will cost some amount of money.
It will be some amount of money. But I mean, we're shooting for a little more than a third of the game, the base game.
Yeah,
the base game costs $15. So
figure something out.
As long as someone does some math and they think about it, I think that they'll come up with the right
ballpark
price.
it.
I'm gonna say that there's a right price and a wrong price for this DLC pack.
I'm going to say by the time that people see this, there is both a price and a release date for this. So let's not belabor this point too much longer. Brad Muir from Double Fine, thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you so much for having me again. It's been a blast.
All right, let's go out on some salutes.
What kind of salutes would you like to go out on?
Two-handed.
Let's get some more. Let's get something else.
We tried to give him an out there.
I know, he just wasn't even picking it up.
How about this? Smoking jacket and a welding mask.
That's how I like to relax.
That's just like a real man right there.
Good night, gentlemen.
See you. I love you guys.
Your game's so dumb.